When I first moved to Springfield, I came here as a member of the Springfield Cardinals baseball team. After my career ended, I wound up staying here in Springfield. Driving on the east side of Springfield, when I first came in, there was a Dairy Queen on Cook Street, Tiger Tail restaurant on Cook Street, gas station on the corner of Martin Luther King and Cook Street, a Hardee's on South Grand and Martin Luther King. And over the course of years, those businesses left and nothing replaced them. And I always used to sit in meetings and people talk about what the east side needs, but yet I never saw anybody that wanted to come forward and take a risk to put those things where people say they need in their community. So I took it upon myself to take risks, to take my house, to use it for collateral, to get loans, to go out and do things that would better the east side of Springfield, because not only a better east side of Springfield means an overall better Springfield. The Capital Community Health Care Center now that actually sits on Cook Street got its start in the building that I took the risk on to go borrow the money. So now that building serves all sorts of low-income people who could not afford health care. Something exists that wasn't even there. Not to even mention the fact that the projects that I've completed have totaled millions of dollars in tax revenues for the city of Springfield. You know, and I sit in these meetings, I hear people always talk about what the city needs, but nobody's willing to step forward. You know, one of the other things I talked about is the fact that they said I owed, I think it was whatever this figure was, and when I sat down with the previous administration, which I didn't deny, I owed some of that, but what I was asking for was some grace. Based upon the things that I had done in this city, I felt that I deserved some grace in terms of taking risks and doing projects on the side of town that nobody else wanted to even look at. And the fact that I even stated in that meeting with the former mayor's aide, if you will, and the legal counsel, that I did not owe the amount of money that they said I owed. In the particular time that I signed that agreement, I told them, I felt like you guys are holding a gun to my head because I was actually working on the building for the Springfield Urban League for 125 low-income kids, that basically so they could have child care. The city held my permit up 6 weeks because they just wanted to hold it up. And I signed a document to pay $2,000 every other month. I'm sure some of you in their house payment's not even that much, and that's unreasonable. And even to ask me to pay that, but I signed it under duress so I could get this project completed for these 125 low-income kids that needed a place where they could go for child care. And then to sit here and listen to people talk about, one of the things somebody even said, ask that I have credibility, a news reporter. And my answer is, not only do I have business creds, I got street creds on top of that. Because individuals in this community, they respect what I've done, regardless if some of you don't respect what I've done. Alderman for Genza, you own the business. You know the pitfalls of having a business. And I guarantee you, if somebody gave you a building on the corner of 18th and Edwards, you wouldn't put your business over there. I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. And you could not tell me that you would. And then for people to come in and then talk about that I owe money, that's irregardless. Irregardless. And I've agreed to pay those funds. And then Treasurer Busher even told me tonight that she found $1,250 that I didn't even owe, which I have been telling you guys all along. But nobody wanted to hear it. I'm not one to want to run on TV and then talk about this, that, and the other. If I got something to say, I'll say it right to you. And I'll look you right in the eye and say it, whatever it is that I need to say. I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not afraid of anything. And I'm not saying that I'm just some super bad person, but I know who I am with this person upstairs. And the fact that I'm even standing up here, coming out of a low-income area myself, from a single mother. Father was in jail, killed when I was 12 years old. I'm still a statistic that I shouldn't even be here. And the mere fact that I'm able to do that, yeah, I'm going to do all I can to help somebody else. And when I fell on hard times, and I'll even say this too, I had state leases where I was getting upwards of $50,000 a month in state leases. You go 5, 6, 7 months and you don't get your rent. I guarantee you, none of you in here would even want to go 2 weeks without getting your rent. You'd have anarchy. And so to ask me to do the same thing and then I couldn't pay my bills, it boiled down to what's the priority, who's going to get paid first. I'm going to make sure I take care of my family because I put them at enough risk even doing these projects on the east side of Springfield. And on top of that, I mean, other cities even see the value of what I've done. Offered jobs with Fortune 500 companies, head of corporate real estate, I didn't leave. Another city contacted me and wanted me to come be their economic development director. I didn't leave, and I stayed here. So all I'm saying is this. Give me some grace in terms of the things that I've done. Mayor, the only reason I hung in here is the fact that you believed in me and we worked together in the past. That was the only reason, because you believed in me. I didn't want to let you down. I was going to stay in this thing to the end, and I promised myself that I would do that. And you guys can either vote me up or you can vote me down. But I wanted to make sure I let you guys know where I am and who I am and what I stand for. And if you guys have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them right now.
and he's taken a lot of risk with regards to developing the east side. The one projects that probably stand out is the strip mall on 11th Street, 11th and Cook, as well as the housing development over by by J.C. Penney's. And he's taken properties that were worth hundreds of dollars and turned them into properties that are providing taxes. I've added it up, and it's over the years upwards above $1 million. So that's one of the reasons I selected him. When you think of East Side development, for me, he's one of the individuals that's put his heart and soul into projects and where nobody else has done that. So that's one of the reasons I've selected him to put him on the commission. And as we discussed, as been played in the media, I knew that he owed dollars, with regards to outstanding fines, mostly associated with weeds and grass